So, did you know that the man for whom the teddy bear was named is also responsible for many of our nation's national parks? Theodore Roosevelt was one of the most fascinating leaders that America has ever had. I'm going to inform you about our 26th president. I will discuss his life, his presidency, and his legacy that endures to this day. Teddy Roosevelt was born in 1858 in New York City. In 1895, he became the police commissioner of New York City, and in 1898, he started the first volunteer cavalry for the Spanish-American War, which was called the Rough Riders. Here's a picture of Teddy Roosevelt with his Rough Riders cavalry unit. All right. So he was elected the governor of New York that same year, and he was elected vice president on William McKinley's Republican ticket in 1900. So in 1901, William McKinley was assassinated, and Vice President Roosevelt became the youngest president ever at 42 years old. He was very charismatic and well-liked by the people, although not so much by the corporations of the time. He was known as the first trust-busting and progressive president, and he broke up many monopolistic corporations and passed laws such as the Pure Food and Drug Act. He was also a champion of conservation and founded the U.S. Forestry Service in 1905. He won the Nobel Peace Prize for mediating the peace in the Russo-Japanese War as well. So that was one of his major foreign policy contributions. He's often known as the first progressive president, and his successors Taft and Wilson would follow his example for the most part. He ran for president again in 1912 for his own Bull Moose party, although he ended up splitting the ticket with Republican incumbent Taft, allowing Wilson to win. And here is a picture of Teddy Roosevelt riding a moose. Conservation efforts made by Theodore Roosevelt would leave a mark on our future as well. Many of our national parks can be attributed to Roosevelt's legacy, such as Crater Lake and the Grand Canyon, and the precedent of creating national parks would lead to many more of them down the road. Those are just a few of the reasons why Teddy Roosevelt is one of our greatest and most interesting presidents. Hopefully you can see why he was seen as important enough to be one of the heads on Mount Rushmore. After all, it's not every president that won a Nobel Peace Prize and had a pet badger named Josiah.